Hello everyone and welcome to another Robcast, Revenge of the Nerd podcast. Hey, how are you guys? It's been a while. I have been quite busy over the holidays and everything, and this is my first video of the year, man. I really gotta get on these. I really enjoy doing them, as you know. I am Rob Sachetto, guru of gore and pop culture, inventor of the zombie portrait, and lover of all things pop culture, as I always mention, and it's true. Okay, so today, as if you didn't know, I will be reviewing both Ghost Rider movies in the forgotten Marvel Cinema universe. So yeah, there's a few of them, man. There's a few DC ones too, and like there's a few like just comic book in general movies that we've forgotten that were done way back when, in the early 2000s. Yeah, I know, like it seems like it might as well be 100 years ago, man. But I'm going to be reviewing Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. First, Ghost Rider. And that was directed by Mark Steven Johnson, I believe. Doesn't say there, but I think it's true. And I never really heard of him. But guess what? He also did Daredevil. Yeah, remember with Ben Affleck? Yeah, that's another forgotten Marvel movie. Like, it is, really, when you think about it. Who remembers Daredevil, man? I think people more fondly remember, or just remember, period, the Netflix series Daredevil, which is far superior to the movie. So yeah, I mean, I love that series too. Was it Charlie Cox? Is that? No, I don't think that's his name. But anyway, the dude who plays Daredevil now really owns it, and it's great, and the series is fantastic, as you well know. But so the guy who directed Daredevil previous to this, like, that's crazy, man. Directing two Marvel superhero movies, then you never heard of this guy. But anyway, this is actually not a bad movie. Nicolas Cage, of course, is in it. He plays Johnny Blaze in both. The young Johnny Blaze is played by a different dude. Looks nothing like Nicolas Cage. They try to make the hair look the same. Nicolas Cage actually has fairly decent hair in this. He's buff as fuck in this movie, and he shows you by an extended shot of him in the mirror, shirtless and oiled to the fucking. He's just oiled up. It's like he's a wrestler or something. He's super oiled. And he's like doing all these Nicolas Cage isms in the mirror, in this full length, well, mostly length mirror, and he's like shirtless, and he's like super buff, man. So ladies, if you're into that kind of thing, watch the movie for that. Yeah, he's like ripped to shreds in this. The counter to that is the beautiful Eva Mendes, who's just incendiarily hot. You know. They don't hire her for a singing voice, man. She's just like super eye candy. She's great too. Like I really like Eva Mendes in virtually everything. She actually plays you know, many different roles very well, and I love her as an actor. So yeah, she plays the counter hotness to Nicolas Cage in this. I don't know if you find Nicolas Cage hot, or attractive, or good looking, or a hunk, or whatever, but he's kind of like he's got an interesting look. So anyway, whatever you think of Nicolas Cage, he hams it up in this one a bit. He's got a lot of Nicolas Cage-isms for sure that he, you know, rolls out for this role. Yeah. So who else is in this? Oh, Wes Bentley? Yeah, Wes Bentley. I had to really think of that. I'm like, who's the dude who plays Jamie in Yellowstone? But it's Wes Bentley. So Wes Bentley's in this. So if you watch Yellowstone, you think Jamie's like a real piece of shit. He plays a great villain in this too. I thought he was in the second one, but no, he's not in the second one. I just watched both like like basically back to back. Sam Elliott's in this, of course, with his like super low voice, you know, and so he's in that. The guy, he's not like he's unshaven in this, fucking in this movie. His fucking hairline comes up to here. His beard hairline comes up to his, basically the bottoms of his eyes. So the guy like could be an Ewok, man. If he didn't shave for a while, he'd be an Ewok. So yeah, Wes Bentley, Eva Mendes, Sam Elliott, Peter Fonda is in this too, which is really weird. Like Peter Fonda, like really, really high. I guess you call him Hollywood royalty. Like, so he's high up on the echelon of like Hollywood royalty, and he's in this. He plays a great role. This is very reminiscent. Very much reminds me. It could be very much in the same universe as Blade. I liked Blade. The Blade, I guess, trilogy better. A little better than this. Mostly because of the, I think, directing and just the story and stuff. Yeah, I think Snipes really played a better Blade than Nicolas Cage did Johnny Blaze. And I find Johnny Blaze, Nicolas Cage does not. When I think of Nicolas Cage, I don't think Johnny Blaze. He loved it. I guess he loves Ghost Rider. He's a huge comic book fan, so I guess they gave him this role. But I think it would have been well suited, or better suited rather, to someone else. I don't know really who off the top of my head. I think I've got like a litany of like people that I would have chosen instead of Nicolas Cage. But Nicolas Cage is what we got. If they ever reboot this, which I'm sure they will, in fact, he was in like, I think he was in like Shield. Like there's a version of Ghost Rider in there. I didn't really see it, but there's a Ghost Rider version in there. I think it's Robbie Reyes though, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, Nicolas Cage, I don't know. Like, it's serviceable. This movie, though, is fun, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you don't remember that's in it that you'll get a kick out of. It's worth a rewatch. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's very good. I loved it. I thought it was good. So, yeah. Oh, also, Sam Elliott plays Carter Slade in this, which, for you comic fans out there, and I'm watching it, I'm like, Carter Slade, I know that, oh man, I know that name, okay? Carter Slade is the original Ghost Rider, the dude who's all in white, he's got the white horse. He was an actual Ghost Rider too. A lot of people don't remember that, or don't have no idea of that. So Carter Slade was the original Ghost Rider before the Flaming Skull dude. He was like a Western sort of character, and Sam Elliott plays Carter Slade in this movie. So very cool connection there. I really like that. I was like, man, that seems like a really good sort of universe building thing that they did in that. 2007, dudes. 2007, my dudes. This came out, might as well, again, be 100 years ago, man. So it feels old. The effects are what they are, man, for that time. And you can definitely tell it's a film of that time. But very cool, man. Very surprising. A lot of stuff that you would go, oh, that was wicked. That was really cool. Even by today's standards in movies. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. Second Ghost Rider movie, Nicolas Cage reprises his role. Almost no one else from the original movie does, though. Eva Mendes is gone. Henry Fonda is gone. Or, I'm sorry, Peter Fonda is gone. But now we've got a bunch of new villains. We've got this Decay guy. He's played by Johnny Whitworth. Johnny Whitworth, man. I've never heard of this guy before. I think, to my knowledge, it's the only thing I've ever seen him in. This dude, though, could play a young Kurt Russell, man. And if you don't agree with me, just check it out. Check out the movie, and it's like he plays a very cool character actually. This movie, but I have to say though, this movie was a step down from the first one, and again, in keeping with the Blade. Oh, the other, you know what? Sorry, I forgot to mention about this. The other thing that kind of reminds me of the Blade movie is Donal Logue is in this movie too, and Donal Logue or Donal Logue or whatever I don't know how to really pronounce his name without making it sound weird, but he's also in Blade. He plays one of the main henchmen in Blade too. So he's in this, which also kind of, you know, I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of like Blade. Oh yeah, there's Donal Logue in this movie too. So anyway, that was kind of a neat connection. Obviously plays a different character, but interesting. Yeah, so Blade 2, Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance, yeah, it takes place in Europe, man, so guess what, the budget's probably way lower, and again, it's got that Blade feeling. Blade 2, I believe, was filmed in Europe, and this was filmed in Europe as well, so it's got that weird connection. Cage really hams it up in this one. There's a lot of weird, there's just a lot of weird stuff in this. Like, even the directing is weird. The directing it's done by actually I think it's done by two guys directed this. I don't know, maybe one guy did the action stuff and whatever. There's some cool stuff in this for sure. There's a part where Ghost Rider takes over this mining machine, this giant mining machine that like sort of destroys rock and stuff, and he takes that over, and it's this flaming mining machine thing. That was really cool, man. Like the budget on that must have been like half the movie itself when Ghost Rider goes in and he's like, you know, manning the cockpit of this giant machine. So that was wicked. There's some cool parts in this too. Christopher Lambert has a cup of coffee in this, and who else is in this? See, and this is what I mean by forgotten Marvel movies. Idris Elba is in this movie. Yeah, and it's like, it's weird because, you know, you're like, Idris Elba, man, like, was he around then? Yeah, I guess he was. So he was in this, and I love Idris Elba. I think he's a great actor. In this, he plays sort of like a sidekick, which again, I don't see him playing a sidekick. He's a main guy. I could definitely see him play 007, man, by the way. I know some people have problems with like gender swapping characters and race swapping characters, which sometimes is just stupid. It doesn't work. But sometimes it works perfectly, or it's unnoticeable, or whatever. But I think you play a great, in my opinion, I think he'd be a great James Bond. So yeah, this movie is a step down a bit. Again, the MacGuffin this time is a kid. In this one, it's a scroll. There's always something, man. Like, the villains are after this thing that gives them ultimate power, and the guy's got to stop them. It's a tale as old as time, man. But, you know, it's superhero movies. We don't need to get much more complicated or complex than that. I've seen it in almost every superhero movie that there's ever been, man. From Constantine to, like, Endgame. It's there, man. They got to get this thing of power, blah, blah, blah. It's the stuff that goes around it that, you know, makes it cool. There are some cool things in this. Again, I think this one, though, suffers from the separate parts don't make the whole good. Like, the separate parts are good on their own. They don't make the whole good. Whereas this is actually as good as the sum of its parts. It's a more action-packed, tighter directed film. Whereas this one, it's a looser directed. Kind of like, there's a couple of cool things here and there, and you'll go, I think in both, you'll go, wow, that was wicked. Okay, that was cool. Because I definitely did, man, and I'm not easy to impress. So, or am I? I don't know. But anyway, both movies are very, very watchable. You know what? And you could do one of those binge nights, man, back to back. You know, with the almost cringy sort of like, oh, this happened, so this is gonna happen kind of stuff in this in the second one. I wasn't too keen on that stuff. It's like, I gotta lose my powers now, I need my powers back, and it's like, why did you? Anyway, you'll see for yourself. It always baffles me that these things happen. So, by the way, I hope you guys dug the thumbnail. Those two pieces of art are both mine, the Nicolas Cage and the Ghost Rider. The Ghost Rider image, zombie Ghost Rider image, was just posted today on my Patreon page. If you want to go see that full image, check out my Patreon page. I'm going to leave the link in the description below, and probably even in the comments too. So if you guys want to check that out, guys, I post new art every single day. I don't think anyone on planet Earth does that in the capacity that I do, in the sense that it's all zombie stuff. It's from across the pop culture spectrum. Everything from the animal kingdom to Pokemon to like celebrities, comic book characters, you name it. They are all portrayed as zombies in a billion different ways too. There's zombie pinups, Heads of the Living Dead, The Dead Kingdom, so many different series in there. You never know what I'm going to post next, man. That's one of the beautiful things about my Patreon page too. Yeah, it's going to be zombies, man. You're going to get zombies, but what am I going to zombify next? What am I going to post next? That's the cool thing. So check it out every day. And you know what? If you got $1 in your pocket every month that's burning a hole in your pocket, support my Patreon page, and you'll be supporting this channel too, with $1 a month, man. That's all I could ever ask. And you know what? Daily zombie art. That money, by the way, that support goes directly to supplies, man. Art supplies. Everything I do is traditional art. So I need paper, pens, paint, all of that stuff. All the stuff that creates the art that I do. That's where your dollar goes. I don't sit there and go, hey, I'm making tons of money now, I can buy a new stereo system or whatever. Do people even do that anymore? I don't think so. Everything's on Spotify. But that money goes to buying supplies, man. Art supplies. Art supplies are very expensive. Check it out if you don't believe me. And yeah, so this you know, it's all for creation of more art, and that's what I love doing. So if you can support me with $1 a month, that would be terrific, and it would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching, guys. I have just reviewed both Ghost Rider 1 and 2. I hope you enjoyed the review. Come back next time for more, and until that time, love and best wishes. I will see you all again soon.